Miami Gardens, known to many natives as Carroll City, the home of Rick Ross. Where the cops play judge, the streets don't forget, and the truth, it's whatever the badge says it is. They plaster David Mejia's face all over the news. Cop shooter, violent criminal, another thug off the streets. But nobody ever asked what really happened that night, because the truth don't sell papers, and it damn sure don't fit the story that they wanted told. The cops lied, the media ate it up, and David, he took the fall, years behind bars, fighting a system that was never built for him to win. But now, he's out, and he's speaking for the first time. No filters, no reporters twisting his words. The truth they buried is about to hit daylight. And when you hear what really went down that night, you're gonna question every headline you've ever believed. This isn't just another case. This is what happens when the system tries to bury you inside prison. And when the system wants to make an example out of you, it'll twist every truth and bury every piece of evidence that doesn't fit their version of the story. This is DOCTV Unleashed, and this is the untold but the true story of David Mejia.
We're calling now Mr. David Andres Mejia. Mr. Mejia, good morning, sir. You've been charged with 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon, 1 count of use of a firearm in commission of a felony, 1 count of aggravated fleeing and eluding, and 1 count of resisting arrest with violence. Sir, these are non-bondable offenses.
How does a kid who shot a church get a bond, but I can't get a bond, man? I practiced my Second Amendment. My life was in danger by crooked cops.
Don't talk about the facts of the case, sir.
How about you don't talk? When you work for them, Ku Klux Klan member? I'm representing myself, man. I'm representing myself, man. And I got a lawyer. I was in threat for my life. They were trying to kill me, man. I got a lawyer, too. So a white kid that shoots a church gets a bond and I can't get one? That's crazy. That's crazy. What about, y'all got more blood on y'all than I got blood on my hands? What about my little brother Trayvon? How you got a Zimmerman board in Fort Lauderdale? How you got Zimmerman on the wall over there, huh? To glorify that.
What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOCTV Unleashed. A real big reason on why I created this channel was to show the people that have never been in the system the injustice that goes on in the justice system. And this case right here represents that to the fullest. A lot of time when people like us get in trouble, they print stuff in the paper, they say a lot of shit, and it's not true. Got a crazy case to bring on so he can exactly tell you what really happened in his case. Man, for the people that don't know who you are, if you could just introduce yourself, tell them your name, where you're from, and then we can go ahead and jump right into that story.
How's everybody doing? God bless you. My name is David Mejia. I was born in Queens, New York, and my mom had me in Colombia and Miami all my life. Basically, my stomping grounds is Miami. In the streets, I'm known as Grinch. In prison, I was known as Mr. 1090.
Slick Rick in that bitch. You hear me? Slick Grinch, bitch. Straight pirate like, bitch.
So this is my story we're about to share with you guys right now.
All right, man. And can you give the people a little bit of idea about like how you grew up in Miami and, you know, what your childhood was like into your teens?
My mom and my father are from a small town in Colombia called Pereira on the outskirts of Medellin. My dad's side was all judges, police officers, legit, righteous people. My mom's side was the cocaine runners, people seeking a dream. So I had the best of both worlds. So when they left together, they went to New York. This was in that Pablo Escobar, Roselda Blanco era. Everybody was tying the cartels to get to the States, either bringing stuff with the stewardess on the planes, coming through boats, whatever. My mom's first husband was a big-time kingpin named Memo out of Queens, New York, out of Flushing. That's my sister's father's. So when that got crazy with the cartels beefing, my mama had to leave him with my 2 sisters and met my daddy. Once again, even though they knew each other as kids in Colombia, they ran into each other's paths in New York, and my mama got pregnant by my daddy, and then they said, we gonna clear it to Miami and start fresh. So boom, when my mama got to Miami, that's when I started living my life. And then around the age of 6, I left back to Colombia, then came back to Miami. And then it was like that. It was a ping pong effect coming back and forth, which I didn't know what my mama was getting into, but I was just tagging along with her, acquainting myself to certain people who later on in life would groom me and mentor me and put me in the game.
And can you explain like what you mean by putting you in the game, and then what your life was like after you got into the game?
Okay, so my mother, she really tried. Like in my family, I'm the black sheep. Colombians are like the Italians, like well dressed, well mannered gangsters. So Miami turned me into what you call ghetto. So instead of being well mannered gangster, looking up to Zoe Pound, looking up to the Haitian culture, the black culture, growing up in the hood. I grew up on the edge of Aventura and Miami Gardens, so it was a suburb. My mom left the dope game and was working two jobs. So while she was working those two jobs, there was a street called Dixie Highway in Miami Gardens, and Dixie Highway was connected to all the trailer parks. So my elementary school was right there, and the crackheads that used to buy me mini Dutches or whatever we needed taught me how to start selling coke. Once I started taking over that trailer park, then Mama started saying that my son is really stop playing sports, getting into all this stuff. If you're gonna do things, you're gonna do them right. You're not gonna do them like a fool with your pants sagging. So she would introduce me to people without telling me why she introduced me. But look, you see how they carry themselves, son? You see that what you doing, that's clown shit you're doing. Boom, boom, boom. So as bad as she didn't want to do it, she tried her best to mentor me the right way. So she would move. When I got crazy in one area of Miami, she'll move to Boca Raton for a year. Then she'll move to this area in down south Miami. So she taught me diversity, and I'm thankful for that. She taught me how to deal with different cultures and different types of people and races. But she also opened a lot of doors to evil things to me, like voodoo and Santeria and a bunch of occult stuff. You see, my daddy was Catholic Christian. My mama was cocaine cowboys, voodoo priest, Santeria, coke running, crooked DEA agents, drug dealers, like movie stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go to Colombia and hang out, and like how they said Pablo Escobar had a farm, that's normal. Multiple drug dealers in Colombia had farms back in those days. You get what I'm saying? My expectations in life were huge from little. I wanted to be Gotti. I wanted to be Pablo. I was 8 already allowed to fuck the nanny at the farm well, you get what I'm saying? The nanny saying, "Do you want to touch our titties?" And my best friend from Colombia, he telling me we're allowed to fuck the nanny. My dad lets us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy growing up in Colombia, bro. Like, it was a beautiful experience. Like, so when I came back to the States, I was like inspired, and then Scarface got introduced to me. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and it was over with. I took off.
So when you say you took off, you're in Miami. How old would you say you were when like you really started popping in the game? And then how long after that was it that this whole crazy case happened?
Okay, so it started with innocent selling weed. Started with like watching Half Baked, watching Dave Chappelle. I Want to Meet Sanson. Started off with Scarface, and then us knowing our parents' backgrounds, because there was a bunch of Colombians in that part of Sunny Isles, Miami, because it was a suburb, but this is where all the Colombians like migrated back in the 90s and 80s. So somehow I ended up in a neighborhood with a bunch of Colombians, and coincidentally, everybody knew my mama. So even it was crazy. So everybody came from that background. They were Colombian. So we started first as Colombian, but once we went from Mady Ives to Highland Oaks Middle, I dropped out in 7th grade. Like when we hit Highland Oaks Middle, it was in the edge of the suburbs, the hood, and the super hood. You know what I'm saying? Ives Dairy, Aventura, North Miami. So it was a bunch of cultures, Haitian, Jewish, Black. So once I got to middle school, like all my Colombian and Jewish friends that my mom tried to keep me by, they separated themselves because they didn't like that I was hanging out with all the blacks. They didn't like the way, the path I was going. You know what I'm saying? So that broke my heart a little more. So my uncle and my auntie had a spot at the Flea Market USA on 79th Street. This was a famous flea market where everybody bought their baggies, they dope, everything. They had a lingerie spot and a Timberland spot. My cousin who got life right now, Free You, Ricky Ricardo, they used to run coke out of there, everything. I used to go on the city bus over there, get tattoos, buy my Rhea, my cut for my coke, everything. I'm 7th grade already selling Peruvian pink that I'm getting from some old Cubans. I'm doing crazy shit already as a kid. I'm in the car with complete strangers that I'm meeting, you feel me, at this flea market, and they're taking me. I'm trying to get a new connect. I'm like, bro, you can give me some good coke, bro. Boom, 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 and I'm jumping in the car with a 28-year-old old Cuban, and he taking me to some ghetto apartments, and I'm getting my own shit and taking them back to the suburbs. And then it just started like a snowball. I just started getting better and better at it, and then I committed my first little burglary and came up on a bunch of jewelry, got arrested, and then after that, I just like the spirit came on me like a Robin Hood spirit. And then I met two kids at my school. They were twins. I'll never forget it. Their dad was a big time weed grower, everything. They used to brag about it. So I played up under them like undercover. You feel me? Like I was their friends, and I used to go lay up chill at their house just to peep what everybody talking about. The dad's a big mover. So the son always used to wear a bracelet with the key on it. So I used to say, okay, I got to get him wasted and drunk, get that key off his wrist, and double back in the morning while they all at work. So I did it just like that. And I hit their dad for, bro, I remember I went into the apartment, security gated suburb, Sunny Isles. I went in there, bro, and I couldn't find nothing, bro. Big safes bolted down to the floor. I couldn't get in it. I was a kid. So I'm panicking because my friends texting me being the lookout like, bro, they're coming, bro. They just got off the school bus, man. You need to get out of there. So I go, something tells me just go into the closet. There's a stack of shoe boxes. I remember I smacked one of them, bam, and a half a pound of weed fell out. Then I opened another shoebox, another half a pound. Whoa, opened another shoebox. Every shoebox was work. Every shoebox. So I had a freak attack because I couldn't fit it in all the pillowcases. I ran out to the fucking hallway, went to the trash room in the building, and I found a box of a baby car seat. I grabbed that box and I ran back to the apartment and I filled up all the pounds of weed in there. Boom. I hit it, got away. I had stole my mama's car to do that shit. Got away with it and got surrounded by the police zooming over Lehman Causeway. This is crazy. Trust me, they were boom. I got away with that. Boom. And after that, it's like I started through Flea Market USA. I started spreading myself out through all the hoods in Miami. Little Haiti. That's where I met the Zopound members. The dude who robbed the rapper Briscoe. Sashi, long live his soul. Free Blake. I met a bunch of like people that used to extort rappers back in the day. Legendary members of John Doe. These are henchmen, like throwback Miami gangs when cocaine was running. I was mentored by people who were very hardcore, and I was implementing my mama's Colombian side, and I was so fascinated by it, bro. I let it overcome and overpower my education and sports. I was doing good in football. I was a cornerback. I was running the ball, scoring every time. I got caught up in the hype, bro, and that jersey 22 turned into a 22. And then before you knew it, I kept getting locked up. West Palm Beach, Broward County, Dade. I was just going crazy, bro. I was just robbing drug dealers. I never robbed innocent people, never robbed grandma and grandpa's purse snatch. No, it was always like a scammer, a drug dealer, a pimp. So I got a reputation up, and then that's when the streets started calling me the Grinch. When a member of Zopound named Touche, who got a life sentence, he's like, man, you don't look like I can call you overtime. I know you want your name to be OT because you be in overtime, but man, you the Grinch, bro. And I used to laugh because I remember when I was a kid on the school bus, I was making fun of an old lady walking by because she was wearing a green sweater and she looked like the Grinch. And I always used to say, look how God worked. That this enforcer from Zopound gave me the name Grinch because I was making fun of that old lady as a kid. Now I'm the Grinch for life. And I haven't been able to shake the name, bro.
That's crazy. At that age, you were already putting those like parallels together about like that Grinch thing. Like most kids, most young adults can't even, see past tomorrow, let alone put all these, parallels and this religious stuff like into action. So when you became the Grinch after that, I'm assuming you were just selling a lot of dope at that point. How much would you say like what were you pulling in like monthly? Like how did your operation work?
I didn't really have an operation like that because I was really like a Robin Hood, bro. I told you in middle school I was selling weed like a motherfucker, like just to get fresh and fuck girls and have the time of my life, bro. But like I always been like a middleman. I always been like either the middleman or okay, you slip, boom, you played, boom. Yeah. I always been sticking and moving, bro. And by the grace of God, I think that's what kept me alive because I never harmed innocent people, and I always was put in situations that needed to get dealt with, and I guess somehow I was the one to deal with it. Like an example, one time I met a girl that I knew all my life that she was like the neighborhood whore, like the hoe. Every trap, every dope, she would be there, fucking the dope boy there. But one time I ran into her, and after years again, I'm always seeing her at somebody's house I'm going to re-up at, but now you're in this corner of this house with a black guy beat up. So I tell her, hey, come out the house, go talk to my girl I'm with, tell her what's going on. She ended up telling her the dude's gorilla pimping her, pimping her out, forcing her to do this and that, boom, boom, boom. So she tells me the whole rundown. So we end up robbing that drug dealer, taking all his shit and stuff. So it's always been like some low-key, heroic, like, get backs. Like, that's how, like, I'm not going to just hate on him. He got a bigger chain than me. I'm a rob. Now, it was always like I was working for the plug and he was trying me like a dude boy. Hey, like, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I really want to get into the story about what happened to your case, because when we first talked and I did my research, it's so hard to find the actual truth, because a lot of people like that haven't been down our path in life don't know that when you get in trouble, the police will lie, the detectives will lie, the paper will lie.
Let's say this first, the brotherhood. This is all respect to every police officer that might watch and come across this episode, any federal agent that wants to try to build up a case. I left that life alone. I got respect for your job. You got to do what you got to do to control the population and society, because we want our kids to be the future, and we want a great future for all of us. So part of stopping recidivism is being able to acknowledge where I was wrong at and using this footage for educational purposes. You feel me? So I want to get that out there, because I know a lot of people have grudges on me in the force because I shot the force. So I want them to know that beef over with. I apologize to the officer I shot. I know he apologized to me, because God gave both of us a chance. It could have went the other way. You know what I'm saying? Over 90 bullets were shot.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So
shit. I didn't even know that. So, all right. Yeah, this is just you sharing your story, man. You're obviously not out there doing bad shit. So can you walk me through like what happened with that?
For years in Miami Gardens, in certain places, Opalaka, Hialeah, is a lot of corruption in the police, which there's corruption in everything, in every race, every company, everything. So long story short, it started with making money with a certain crew and organizations, and me seeing the corruption in it. So around 2014, I ended up surrounded by an organization of people from Caribbean islands that was squat houses, changed the locks, and then ran them out on Craigslist, Backpage, and hit people for first, last, and security. I had nothing to do with this, but I just ended up fighting with one of my girls, got kicked out the house, so I had to go stay at one of these houses that were squat. So in my time there, I didn't know what was going on, but the dude that was staying there was a confidential informant named Remy, a Jamaican. He was about to get deported by ICE because he didn't have papers, but he agreed to snitch and testify on these people about the squatting organization scamming people for him to stay in America and bring his family back. That's quote unquote what he said his agreement was with the police. This is what he told me drunk living there, not knowing I'm really good friends with the other dudes.
So you move into this house, this CI is there, he's doing this operation for them on these squatting houses, and he pulls up beside you and tells you that he's a CI.
Like after he gains love from me, he sees that I'm helping him to fix up the house. I told him, hey, when your family comes, I'm gonna give you all this furniture for letting me stay here. So when they get drunk, he hits me with the, hey bro, what's your favorite number? I said, bro, my favorite number is 7. He said mine, and then he said mine's 69. I said, what? That was red flag 1. I said, yo, I don't know what you on, bro, but we not on that. But we not on that. Big ass Jamaican with bread. Yeah, so especially only us two, and we drinking and smoking a joint. So I said, bro, that's out. So long story short, he leaves, he comes back, he sits down all drunk, and he says, bro, I gotta talk to you. Come with me. So I'm like, he takes me to a room, you know, them red Persian rugs. He lifts the rug, and it's all covered in blood under the original rug of the house. He says, you see that blood? That's my blood. That's what they did for me trying to take this house from. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing to them. I said, what you talking about, bro? He said, dog, what the fuck is that? He said, bro, they beat me in here because they wanted this property so they could rent it out. But I need a place for my family when they come back from Jamaica. So I was like, okay, you're telling me too much now in my head. So boom, we go to the living room. Then he tells me that he's working. So we get into it. I pull out the fire extinguisher because this is a big ass Jamaican. He coming at me for real. This is, you feel me? I could get killed in this house, be the blood on that rug. So I grab the fire extinguisher by the couch and I blow him down with it. Swing that bitch at him. He's screaming in that bitch. I already know I can't overpower him. I always been skinny, 170, 180. So I fuck around and run out the fucking back door and climb the burglar bars. I'm already shitting bricks because some of the doors in the houses are already like with plywood.
Oh, what the hell?
So you can only come out through the front of the kitchen door. So it's like the back doors and the sliding doors in the back. You can't even leave. They got that shit. So it's already like set up like fucked up. Like you don't know what's going on. Running trains and bro, it looked like they used all that blood made me feel like they were raping people in there, killing them like on some Gothica training day shit. It was wicked, bro, because all type of people were dropping off work in there and all type of shit. And he's supposedly a CI. And the one he said was the CI is the one always bringing like crackhead, heroin, prostitutes in there to try out work. Like it was crazy, bro. It was a movie. So boom, I get on the roof of the thing and I'm using the tejas, the little roof tiles. He trying to climb the burglar bars. I'm smacking him, bruh. He trying to come up there. The neighbor calls the police. Long story short, I get surrounded. Fool calls the detective off his phone. His detective gets there. Officer Sterling, that's the one I got in the shootout with, one of the main ones. But Officer Sterling wasn't even the main one. This is the sad part, that Sterling was one of the ones, the officer that got shot in this 2016 case. But in 2014, when they all tried to kill me in the house with the police, this is what I'm talking about, the shit with the confidential informant. Sterling showed up to the scene, so they were trying to get me off the roof. So I had a standoff with them. The firefighters came, the ambulance came. I got all the hospital records. This is all proof. So I'm telling them I don't want to get down. The detective that fucks with the CI, the rat, he telling me come in the house. Come in the house. Tell me what you're talking about. But I already know if I go in this abandoned house that this fool squatted in it, you can put any gun on me. You can rape me in there. You can kill me in there. You can say I try to fight y'all in there. Anything can happen to me inside the house. So we not doing that. We not doing that. I'm not coming down this route. Baker had me do whatever. So long story short, they threw the ladder up, I threw the ladder down. They threw the ladder up, I threw the ladder down. So fool just threw the ladder one more time and the other officers held the ladder. He climbed up it, pulled out the taser, went and shoot at me on the roof. Started rolling down that bit, put his knee on me. They started beating me. He kept pressing that bit. It wasn't Sterling. It was the other short one. And I regret not getting his name ever because he's still roaming around these streets, probably abusing his power. So I pray to God, the officers who have real hearts and want to see differences, y'all expose the officers who take advantage of their job. Because y'all job is to take care of God's people. Because the Bible says you got to govern. The Bible says respect those who govern over you because they were anointed by God. So I'm asking y'all to govern like you being watched by God, because it's crazy what y'all let people get away with that are in uniform sometimes. But long story short, he melting the bolts in my flesh that is going all the way into my bone. So you know the pins that cling to you? I don't got no shirt, so it's not on my clothes. The pins are in my skin, so he melting this shit through my flesh all the way to my bone. I'm like going into cardiac arrest, bro. Long story short, look how God worked. Some shit happened, bro. I got goosebumps telling you the story. Yeah, bro, some shit happens, bro, and backups needed, and they all clear it. And I'm in the gurney hammed up with the ambulance people and the firefighters, and they looking at each other like, yo, what we gonna do with him? You feel me? What we gonna do with him? They just did use of force and they left him here. I regret not knowing law and my statute of limitations for a lawsuit because they used the force and they didn't charge me no crime or Baker Act. So I had a lawsuit, but it's 2 years to do it once you got use of force and they don't arrest you. So, but I was ignorant. I ain't know nothing about that. I wake up in the hospital, bro. Got holes all on the side of my body. Boom, get out on the third day. I'm beefing with these people now. Talking about all type of crazy stuff going on in the hood. So long story short, my homeboy Reefer, Israel Hernandez, gets killed by police for doing graffiti in Miami, a kid. Then I'm emotional about the Trayvon Martin case, how Zimmerman got off on the case because I went to Ives there, made the Ives with Trayvon Martin, his brother, everybody. God bless his whole family. Shout out to Sabrina, like, them my people. Then Eric Garner's son, I got to communicate to him when Eric Garner killed, told him to focus on the sports and everything. So it was like, the emotion of what I've been through with police trying to kill me and then watching all these people get killed, I went into a state of mind of self-defense and this might be my last day every day. On top of having drug dealers and everybody trying to rob me, I mean me trying to kill me because I robbed them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was going through like get backs. So I was already on paranoia mode, like probably sleeping 2 hours a day, had big dumb dreadlocks, driving day you talking to me, I'm here, one day I'm in New York, boom, I was on I-95 ripping and running. You know what I'm saying? I was out of control, bro. Already sad. My kids, I couldn't even have my kids around me because I was wilding. I was going through a mental health crisis, bro, and I wasn't looking for help at that time. I didn't know God. It was one of the darkest places in my life, bro. It was like I got into what they call demon time. I let go of God. I stopped doing my Santeria and voodoo, so I just went into a dark place. I was like what they call astral plane. It was crazy, bro. I don't even know how to explain, bro. Because mind you, I was playing with that magic, and then my daddy's Catholic and Christian, so it's like my whole life I've been wrestling these two different entities.
Sounds
These
like
two
spiritual warfare.
yeah, bro. And then I believe in morals and principles, and I felt like, bro, somebody has to do something. Like, who's gonna make a statement about this shit? People getting away, police getting away with my. I was a victim to it, bro. And it's like, bro, I wake up one morning, bro, after I do a portrait for Reefer Hernandez, God bless his soul. He was my graffiti artist, Colombian homeboy, with graffiti. So I was like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna do a mural for my dog and Trayvon. So I did it. I love to paint. After I painted it, I wrote initials, bro. Like I wrote, this is dedicated to everybody who killed by police, bro. And that morning, bro, I'll never forget that morning, bro. I'm gonna tell you now how the shooting went down. That morning, I walked out the door. I kissed one of my baby mamas, my last baby mama in the forehead. Didn't even tell her what I was doing. I grabbed my Glock, 3 clips, and I left, bro. It's like 7:30, 8:30 in the morning. When I walked out the door, I seen a father taking his kids to school, and it said "Go Navy" on the shirt. So that shit off rip, where my mental state is like, this is a father, he got to go to war about his kids. That's the parable that came to my brain, how crazy I am. So I was like, damn, bro, that shit hurt me. So I was already emotional. Like, I just did that mural for all my dead homies. And really, I'm really trying to hunt down the CI. Remy, that's really why I got the Glock and the 3 clips. So I was going to go past by it because I was on that type of time. So long story short, on the way there, bro, I run into one of the officers who was beating me at that house, at the gas station. And when I see him, bro, I look at him, he looks at me, bro, and I take a deep breath. It was Travis Scott playing. What a coincidence. Don't you open up that window? And I opened it up like a retard and let my anger overpower me, bro. I blacked out. I pressed the gas and I reversed, bro. I was like, fuck that. I can't let that slide, bro. And when I reversed, bro, I let off the first 32 into the truck.
Damn, bro. So you're in your car in the parking lot, you see him, and then you're backing up, and that's when you pull the gun out and then fire through your window into his car?
Yeah, well, basically, it looked like when he noticed me, he upped his fire. He was like when he was trying to grab, like when he was already right here, you know, back then I used to keep it in the head, so I ain't even playing. I don't got time to cock back. I'm already paranoid. I'm for the pop. Because I'm in the hood, I'm in overtown, bad neighborhood. So, and I'm Colombian, but I look like a white boy. I'm a cracker to them. And I got jewelry, I got diamonds in my mouth. I'm a one man person. I don't be with crowds, so people gonna think I'm sweet. That's how I was in prison, everything like. So I always gotta drop my nuts. But long story short, bro, the emotion of everything going on, I upped it first. So when I let that off, I ain't even aim. I just kept going, and this one. He got hit. He got grazed by one, and the other bullet hit him right in his butt cheek.
So what happened after you emptied? You're in your car now?
I'm thinking he gone because he did one of these.
Slumped over?
But he really went over the medium, I guess, to jump out the passenger side. He pressed the panic button. I didn't know the panic button worked that good because it took about 4 seconds for everything to be around that block. So when he pressed that panic button, I remember... I hope I can meet this dude one day because this was the craziest, like, eye-to-eye Black Power gesture I ever did in my life. It was crazy. So after that happened, bro, there was a black dude with dreads dropping off the load of Pepsis. You know, the big Pepsi trucks?
Yeah.
He had all the packs on him, bro. I remember him just holding all the packs, looking at the shootout, and me driving past him like, That's what y'all supposed to do. That's how it's done. Yo, tripping, bro. Because I'm not, mind you, I was on like I was very hurt, bro. Like I was watching so many people get killed by police, and then I've been traumatized, beaten by police for years, bro. I've been tortured by police, bro. It's on file and record, internal affairs. Like I've been done up by the police, bro. Because I used to be a knucklehead. I've been through some shit with them. I remember him like in shock, and the people at the bus stop running. And I remember making my first right, and a bunch of squad cars coming, bro. This way, or I like two behind me. I just I dismantled about two of their cars. I'm not even aiming, bro. I'm popping at them coming head first. I take their tires out, their windows out, they out of the. This one come behind me. Boom, 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 boom. Smacking at him. I'm getting away. There was two options: go east towards Aventura Mall, or go west. And you feel me? So in my head, I was like, bro, Aventura police is gonna kill me, bro. Aventura police is they caught me when I did my first burglary. Like Aventura police don't play. That's the suburbs. Like, and they good people and they gonna protect. So I said, you know what? I'm probably gonna die, bro. So I said I was gonna jump on the highway and go all the way to Key Biscayne, like where the beach is at in Miami, and I was gonna take it to the pier and die at the ocean with them, right? So it was crazy, bro, how passionate I was about that situation. God didn't want it to go down like that, bro. A dude taking his daughter to school, bro. A black old Haitian man, bro. God bless him, bro, because he saved my life. He decided he wanted to be a hero in the case. He jumped in the tail after he watched me shoot all these cops. Mind you, I done shot them to the point that they don't want to chase me. I started on 7th Ave. I'm almost at 32nd Ave. And 32nd Ave, the hero, I'm looking at this car neck and neck with me. I'm like, damn, who the fuck is this old man? I see the daughter in the back, so I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this old man, right when I hit 32nd intersection, he clipped my shit. When he clipped my shit, I missed my intersection. I hit another car, and the airbag slapped the Glock out of my hand and everything all the way to the back. Give enough time for the police to catch up. I'm trapped in the car. I got to jump out the window. I was running in incoming traffic because I knew if I was running outward traffic, the police was going to shoot. So they can't shoot incoming traffic because then they'll shoot one of the people. I remember a lady stopped in the car and I was like, yo, mommy, help me, mommy, they trying to kill me. And when she went to open the car, she seen so many like spotted police cars. She mashed the gas, so I grabbed the handle, got dragged with her, rolled up, got up, and said, fuck it. Ran into the first house in the neighborhood, jumped that fence. It was like a G.I. Joe movie. It was like a Miami chop shop, bro. A bunch of tires in that bitch. I remember jumping that fence and being like, what the fuck is next? I'm jumping my feet through the holes. Bow, 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 bow. Dogs barking. While the dog's barking, ready to come at me from this backyard chop shop. The police already at the fence of the house. And look how this shit crazy. When the dogs come in for me, they hear the front fence of their house, turn around, and go towards the cops. So I jumped the next wall. Boom. The big ass mango tree. I said, well, I'm going to get up on that mango tree. But then my spirit was like, no, do not. Go to the high school. Go to the main road. They're going to kill you in one of these yards. So I keep running. While I'm running, jumping fences, I'm looking at the front fence of the front of the houses as I'm jumping. So I'm seeing the road. So I'm seeing how they following me like side by side. You feel me? This is the road. This is the house backyard. So we like this. So I'm looking sideways like, damn. So I turn right, jump the fence, go back to the main road. When I get to the main road, there's a black little old lady, bro. I guess she recognized all the voodoo beads on my necklace, or she was Haitian or something. She knew that, but she said, my baby. She started yelling, my baby, I would not let them kill you. I would not let them kill you. I said, mommy, they gonna kill me, because I was gonna go to the high school. I ain't had no weapon or nothing, and I know they weren't gonna try no kids. I was just gonna lay down over there. But mommy was like, come over here. She grabbed me at the bus stop, bro. She just hugged me. She hugged me with all her might, bruh. And when she hugged me with all her might, my nigga, I remember the cop that I don't know his name. God bless you, Sterling. I ain't mean to shoot you, but the one that was really torturing me and trying to kill me all the time, he pulled up, nigga, with a shotgun. Let him go. Let him go. Two female cops from the same department had to get him away from pointing the gun at the old lady hugging me. And them two female cops threw me in their cop car and told the old lady I'm going to be fine. Boom. Y'all thought it was over with. Got to the station, I got hogtied. Hogtied means, boom, to my ankles. My dreads ripped out my head, bit spit on, put in a holding cell. The FBI ended up coming because, first of all, I'm a felon. A cop just got shot. This is big. So they put me in an interrogation room with the FBI and the chief of Miami Gardens. First question was, Mr. Mejia, why did you shoot one of our officers today? I said, why did the Romans kill Christ? Wasn't the Romans the police at that time? Matter of fact, Christopher Columbus came and wiped out these Indians and did all this stuff, bro, and then just created laws. So what is the law? I'm a Blackfoot Indian. If anything, you just made up some law on my land. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know nothing about no police. What you talking about? So he's like, where you got the gun from? I said, man, Jackie Chan was fucking with the drill lady on pills. The chief was fucking furious.
I bet.
The FBI shook my hand and said, we're going to go tell your mama and your sister you're just fine. You're very knowledgeable. I said, man, I knew a lot of Masons growing up with my mama and the people that was in the business and the legit people, so I knew lingo. So I said, yeah, I'm just trying to be a traveling man like you because I seen his Mason ring. Like, you feel me? I'm just trying to be a traveling man. I'm trying to do the right thing, bro. I'm trying to be smart. I like knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like, showing him I'm a man, bro. Like, this shit deep. And then he even said out his mouth to the Miami Gardens police, "You're already under review."
Damn.
He said you guys are under review. So the chief was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna take this case? Oh nah, you guys got a lot of explaining to do." And they walked out. I'm gonna tell your mom and your sister you're fine. Boom. That shit was dope.
You're still hogtied at this point when they left?
No. When the feds got there, they took me out the holding cell and they put me in the interrogation room with the Miami Gardens police officers and the FBI.
When they left, man, I mean, I know this, you were probably already thinking this, but when they left, like, and you're in there in this police station now with these police officers, you got to be thinking, man, these dudes are going to either beat the fuck out of you or kill you, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was just hogtied like a fucking piece of meat with my dreads like ripped out of my head.
So what was the next step? Like, did they start interrogating you? Did they just put you into a holding cell, or like how did that?
No, they threw me. They knew I wasn't gonna cooperate because I didn't just cooperate with the feds. I just said all those smart ass remarks about rush hour and the Romans and I'm a Blackfoot Indian. So yeah, I just went all the way. They throw me in the cop cars. I remember getting escorted like a movie shit.
We believe that he is being transported right now to TGK. Just moments ago during Amy's report, the Sally Port garage door opened up. 2 police cars with heavily tinted windows took off from Miami Gardens Police Department. They looked like they were in a hurry. They appeared to be escorting Mejia to TGK.
And I remember the traffic being crazy and it raining real hard. And when I got to the county jail, TGK, all the correction officers came out. Cameras were out there, news people were out there, and they had me in the all white like suicide shit and took me to do my mugshot and I smiled.
Mejia's mugshot from a previous arrest shows his neck filled with tattoos, including a large one in the center of his throat, depicting the Eye of Providence. The eyeball within a triangle represents the all-seeing eye of God, and most notably appears on the $1 bill.
What's going through your head at that point, man? Are you like, I felt like, bro, to be honest, bro, like I told you where my mental state was at, but that really like, I felt like my life was over, but at the same time, I felt like it wasn't because God was going to be with me. And I felt like I did something stand up for the community. And I feel like it was different, bro. It was like, it should never go to violence, bro. But violence is like the last resort to anything in my life, bro. But it was just like the abuse, the mental abuse, to just keep getting away with things and everything I was going through. And then what the media was portraying, pushing out, feeding a brain, you feel me? Just feeding you this nonsense. Then you living in it in the hood. You watch it happen to people you know and love in real life. So it was like, I took that for the team. You feel me? I don't know, but I can't imagine because I feel like the police have been against me my whole life. And I've never even been put in that type of situation that you have. So
now I see it different. Back then I hated them, bro. But as years,
you talk like you have a lot of respect for him, like during this interview.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, bro. Because it got to the point that, bro, Imagine when I went to prison, bro. I ain't even talked to you about prison yet, but that'll be another episode. But even in prison, bro, like that showed me that everybody in uniform ain't somebody in uniform. That showed me like how wicked the world really is. And then I just gotta judge all character and people's morals. You feel me? Because what somebody wears or life got deep, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so when you were in that county jail, how long were you in county fighting this?
about 2 years.
2 years.
But that county was horrible, bro. Like they tortured me. My first 6 months in there turned me into a dog. So
Can you elaborate on that? Like what you mean by that?
other individuals probably would have hanged themselves, got raped, or would have folded all the way, bro. I was 6 months straight in a green jacket, suicide room, concrete, no bed, no bed. They turning off the toilets on me and the water. Shit on your shit and shit on your shit and smell your shit. We gonna turn on your water when you want it. Hey, but here you got an attorney interview, and I'm going to cuff up. I'm going to cuff up for my attorney interview through the flap. And guess what happens when I walk out that room? Ain't no attorney interview. You go into the showers. 6 deputies right there, big black boots. Get your wind up, young boy, and don't fall. And when you bleed or fall, you get thrown in that shower, wash up, and you're on suicide, so you're not allowed to use the phone and have anything in that room. No papers, no letters. You ain't writing nobody. Took mama raising hell for weeks and months, nigga, to just get able to come see me.
So they had you in a part of the jail by yourself in a cell for how long? How long did this go on?
A while, bro. To the point of insanity and come back from insanity. From talking to the ants and eating the ants.
Damn, dog. People may not understand what you mean by that. Can you explain how it can get to that level?
Imagine not communicating with none of your loved ones in a holding cell, all concrete walls, and all you got is a hole that they throw food in through. Now imagine this if you shot one of their officers, their brotherhood or sisterhood, or somebody close to them. Some days my oatmeal was spat on, probably nothing on. Some days I didn't even get my food. God bless the officers who brought me a cup of Chinese rice or Bible scripture.
Is that what got you through it?
Hell yeah, that whole the little gestures of hope. The righteous seeing that I did one for the team, like, yo, you did that for us. That was for this community.
When you were in there, man, when did you, like, I'm assuming you were talking to your lawyer eventually and then had some.
Yeah, Patrick Tracy. Long live Patrick Tracy, man. That's my hero, bro. When I'm rich, I'm going to get a big ass chain of Patrick Tracy.
What was the first offer that came at you? Did you have an offer or were they
like 25 plus?
25 plus?
25 plus. They wanted the death penalty. They wanted all type of stuff.
When did you get your first glimpse of like good news in this case?
Patrick, man. After like 20 different lawyers, bro, everybody telling me you're going to die in there, get life, bro. I remember this one lawyer finally pulls up and I walk in the room. He got a big smile on his face and he says, man, you my political rock star. I ain't never seen no interrogation like yours. I said, what? He said, bro, if you didn't shoot a cop, I play golf with the judge. You would have been off if it was a civilian, a regular person, but you shot a cop, so we don't have to fight for you. I said, damn, you that gangster. And God bless you. I took him in after that. I ain't never be no nigga like that. God, Tracy. I was an OG in the lawyer field.
Hell yeah, it sounds like it. Did you ever reach GP in jail, or were you in this cell?
Yeah. I turned up. I turned up long enough to get there. When I got there, I was out of control though.
Yeah,
we were hanging out, but the building, Dade County Jail, is a tough place. You got to be tough. You got to fight for your bottom bunk. You got to all that. But me being from the hood and everywhere, like, there was always respect and love, and I already put in my work. So sometimes I did have to fight. People would test me because I look like a white boy. And they see me, I move, they don't know what's going on. But I always got to, every institution I went to 9 prisons. Every single one I went to, I damn near almost stabbed or went through it with my own brothers, you feel me? Just because they would test the waters and see if I was like that. Because, you know, the majority of the gang I was in was a black gang. So I'm Colombian, but I look like a white boy. I got diamonds in my mouth and gold. I carried myself like I'm from the hood. So to some Latinos, I was a sellout. And to some whites, the same thing, because I ain't Aryan or forgiving. And then for the blacks, I'm I'm either a wigger or wannabe or I'm that nigga, you feel me? So it was controversial. I was set tripping my whole vid. So, but I was rocking out everywhere I went and I'm solidified in what I do, but it was tiring. It was exhausting. I went from dreads to a bald head, you feel me? Like that 5 a.m. ready, I lived that. Like child time, every time the door's swinging, class, movement, anything. My boots are on, my bangers on me, my lock on me, and we moving hella phones and work. Like officers paying us. You feel me? Like it was organized crime. The sheriff had to come get me from Moorhaven prison.
See that shit, boy? Fuck the cracker in blue uniform. Look what these crackers out here, boy. The Inspector Gadget.
And take me to the county and add charges on.
Motherfuckers. This is what it look like when it come out of somebody's booty, yo.
You know what I'm saying? They picked me up from prison. I'm selling 8 balls and coke and shit. They picked me up from the prison and gave me new charges. Took me to the county jail in that county where the prison was at. Tried to give me 15 more years.
Damn, bro.
I done lived some shit in this shit, bro.
Sounds like it, man.
Yeah, and in the beginning of prison, I was a neutron, so I'm trying to make money in there, and I'm this little. I was wilding out in there, bro.
You know the fucking vibes, nigga. That's when we ain't even playing. I ain't even show them what's on the table right now.
It was wild enough.
Can you take the people though before you get to prison what you went through, like when you pled out, how you got to that point, and like what was going through your mind after you pled out? Now you're going to prison.
Relief. When they said, when my lawyer said that we were gonna go the incompetent route, because I had the mental health history and then my interrogation about everything I told you. I said everything. The judge at the bond hearing, because I snapped at the bond hearing.
Okay, we're calling now Mr. David Andres Mejia. Please come forward.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mejia, good morning, sir. You've been charged with 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon, 1 count of use of a firearm in commission of a felony, 1 count of aggravated fleeing and eluding, and 1 count of resisting arrest with violence. Sir, these are non-bondable offenses.
All right, we're just going to argue there's no probable cause for
How
that.
does a kid who shot a church get a bond, but I can't get a bond, man?
Do not talk about the facts, sir.
I practiced my Second Amendment. My life was in danger by crooked cops.
Don't talk about the facts of the case, sir.
How about you don't talk? You work for them, Ku Klux Klan member.
Okay, sir, you should listen to your attorney. He's your public defender. He's here to...
I'm representing myself, man. I got a lawyer. I got a lawyer, too.
Well, I do find probable cause for all of the charges.
I was in threat for my life. They were trying to kill me, man. So a white kid that shoots a church gets a bond and I can't get one? That's crazy. What about y'all got more blood on y'all than I got blood on my hands? What about my little brother Trayvon?
Okay, sir.
How y'all got Zimmerman? How you got a Zimmerman board in Fort Lauderdale?
Sir, we've already...
How you got Zimmerman on the wall over there, huh?
Thank
To
you.
glorify that.
The public defender tells me in the video, "Oh, don't speak about the facts of your case." I said, "How about you don't speak, you Ku Klux Klan member? You work for them." Shit went crazy. I'm dead ass serious, but that shit went viral though. But it was crazy, bro, like movie shit. So I said a bunch of stuff in the bond hearing. So long story short, they were always offering me 25, boom, 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 but Pat got it down to 4 and 10 because we were gonna go incompetent, the plea of insanity.
And that worked?
That was on the table because of what the first judge said in court.
Okay.
Because of that, I was going to do the mental health route because I was born ESC and bipolar and schizophrenic and all of that on record. So it follows that something happened through, like I had a mental health breakdown,
Right.
you feel me?
Yeah.
So boom. So that's the avenue where we're going. But Pat was like, bro, if you take this mental health route, you can't come back into society till the doctor at the institution deems you sane, and you could be trapped there for the rest of your life, getting injected with hawthorne these medications that are going to destroy you.
Yeah.
They got 4 and 10 on the table right now for you.
So you took it. Johnny Hancock. So he didn't want to have you up in Chattahoochee for 30 years until that doctor released you. So it sounds like, man, that he honestly got you a pretty decent deal. You're facing 25.
And he knew about all my kids. He was that was a real lawyer. That was a real angel from God. That was real light. That was Sagna for that came by the destiny, and God's favor being on me because I watch people violate probation for a domestic and get 40 years.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I almost got freaking 4 years for a text message one time.
You know what time it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's God. That was ordained. So I'm humble and I'm thankful for everything life has humbled me down to, bro, because I had to go through so much just to be a peaceful person that could like be a teacher now to the kids and people who might be curious. Like, it's not worth it, bro. Like, you're gonna lose your life. You're gonna get hella time. Like, I'm doing demolition right now. It's the hardest job I ever had, but the temptation of doing something else, 5 minutes of doing a crime, can give me 500 years. Is it really worth it?
No,
It's not worth it, bro.
it ain't, bro. Especially
Nothing better than your family, your wife, your kids, being there for your mama. Like, I came home to my mama being old and fragile. My mama was beautiful, thick, healthy. My mama was that gangster. My mama done beat cancer behind my back twice, never told me nothing, and still holding on. So, bro, hell no, because if I go down, I won't come back to mama this time. People got to realize they affect everybody in this rotation of crime. So my biggest memo is recidivism. Like, use these platforms to talk about how we going to stop people from affecting their families and stopping recidivism. You feel me? People from committing a crime again. You feel me? That's what we need to focus on.
What was it like for you walking into Florida prison, man? Being a neutron, you just got 4 years. This is your first time up the road, I'm taking it, right?
Yeah, first time up the road, but I was raised in the juvie and I was raised in like the projects in the ghetto. So it was crazy. It just felt like a badass alternative school. Like, the worst thing was the police.
Yeah.
Police was the worst thing though. But besides that, it's fuck shit. It's fuck shit with no guns. It's the streets with no guns.
Yeah.
You know what nobody says. It's not no fucking institution. That shit is some ghetto ass apartments that are only for men and they got controlled movement for badass motherfucking people there. That shit, they letting people get killed and raped in that bitch. They letting people get extorted. The police, you fuck around, get horny and jack off to the wrong lady cop, she gonna pull up on me like I got a carton of cigarettes. You stab him for pulling that dick out on me. All right, baby. You gonna bring my weed in too? That's what Florida prison is.
What was the worst prison you were at during your 4 years?
Okeechobee.
Okeechobee?
I just did 9 though.
Damn. You did 9?
Yeah, I violated that 4 and 10 probation.
Damn, bro. So you did the 4, you get out on paper and you violated.
It lasted 8 months and went right back in. I was at a music video shoot when Casanova and all this crazy shit was going on with 6ix9ine. They came to Miami and I was taking them to a new hotel to do a video shoot, shooting my first video out.
Right? I've been grinding hard, nigga, day and night. Have you ever seen a star man's appetite? I'm the type to move brick in one day. I'm the type to fuck your bitch on the first date. I'm the type to come hit a lick, bell face. Hit you with the pistol, open that safe. Everybody around me a step a bitch. You can't come around me, you ain't stepping, bitch. I make it look easy, counting Benjis. I'ma fuck with her and her bestie. Everybody around me a step a bitch. You can't come around me, you ain't stepping, bitch. I make it look easy, counting Benjis. I'ma fuck with her and her bestie. Fresh out the wound, I was stepping. God mama did the woo, said I was destined. You was on your Game Boy playing tennis.
They find ammunition, all type of shit. It ain't even on me. The girl in the car is saying that's her gun, that's her receipts for the ammo, but I'm on probation. I can't be around none of that shit. Yeah. So they took me in for that ammunition.
And then gave you 5?
9.
Damn, bro.
9 and 10. So I got 9 years on probation left. I've been out 4 months.
What was the worst day you had in prison, man?
The worst day?
Yeah.
It could be people dying that you love and not being able to say goodbye to them. That's a hard one. I had a lot of those. It wasn't no hard times because there's so much hard time in there, but torture-wise, at a camp Okeechobee, when Captain Hamilton, sorry, I got a name drop you, Captain Hamilton. You and your daddy been doing this shit to people in prison for years, but he just tortured me, bro. He tortured me, bro. I had a cardboard box on the air vent so the wind generated towards my bunk in confinement. And he saw that shit and they gave it to me, dog. And then they gave it to me in the shower butt naked. They fucking sprayed me with a bunch of mace and
It burns.
then they got the camera on me. I'm climbing the handicap people bars to try to get the water to rinse off the mace off my balls and ass. Climbing the shit. He filming all this shit on his corrections camera. And then I find out through the officers who bring in my weed and everything, this man done hated me so much. He done put the song through like a TikTok app that he got that song on. This man is on fire.
No way, bro.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Bro, yeah, trying the shit out of me like that, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. So, bro, I got all type of internal verification. Yeah, that cracker was a motherfucker, man. Hamilton, bro, I was his house man. I ran 3 shifts for him, made sure all the bitches that worked there never got caught doing nothing, if you know what I mean. Like movie shit, bro. When I had a year left, I tell him, bro, I want to go to faith base, bro. I want to get out, get my mind right. I'm going back to my family. I'm going home. He said, boy, you don't stop working till I tell you, but you can stop. Big ass cracker come in there with the glove to see if there's dust on your rib, cracker. Like
RoboCop.
Well, that was Robo Hustle Cop. That bitch was corrupt as fuck too. That motherfucker deadly. Play with him, he'll get you out the way.
Looking back on all this, man, like where everything you've been through and where you're at now, what do you think? Like, what have you learned? Like, where are you at now mentally and spiritually? And like, what are your plans?
I want to do everything to help kids not go this path, and I want to do halfway houses for people coming out of prison when I get my money right. They come here, but I want to use the CDLs, the plumbing courses, all the trades you could get legitimately in prison. That way you only qualify to my halfway houses if you got those legitimate courses completed. That way I could dissect not allowing people who are gonna waste my time or bring trouble to my halfway houses, target those people coming out of prison and give them jobs through my companies I open through that halfway house for those things, plumbing, CDL, buy some trucks. Like, I think that'll help society and stuff for the kids, bruh. But those are the 2 main things I feel like, because we got the highest incarceration rate in the world, bruh. And what's the reasoning behind that? We should be like the big brother country. We should be stopping crime. Like, we turning into a third world country, bruh. So if we don't all just say, fuck it, let's go through evolution and become better people for our kids to live in a better place, while we over here killing each other and shit. We dealing with China building these big ass bridges and got an army out the motherfucker. And we over here, everybody looking at their phone thinking about dumb shit. So I feel like America needs to tighten up, bro. And I'm just a ex-criminal trying to uplift people that we could do better, bro. Like, I'm not innocent, I'm not perfect, but if I could tell society, like, we need to do better, bro, and use the platform you guys let me talk on to tell you, like, it's not worth it, bro. Like, your peace is the most valuable thing, bro, and being happy with your life and not looking over your shoulder. The thing is money, bro. Greed. Money is the biggest issue, bro, for a lot of people, bro.
Is that why you think recidivism is so high? Is because it's just hard for people to make it in general?
Hell yeah, bro. Even though statistics say alcohol and drugs has a major role in it, so we got to break people's addictions.
Yeah, facts.
I think the last time I checked, I think it was in between 60 and 80% of recidivism is because of alcohol and drugs being involved in the situation, bro. I read a lot when I did my solitary time, bro. I love history. I love stats, the almanac, all that stuff. Like, prison, even though I dropped out in 7th grade, prison schooled me for real. School of hard knocks, like, it schooled the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't waste your time when you were in there.
Oh, hell no, that shit turned me to the Godfather buried alive, bro. I just regret not fucking working out every day. I just started working out again. I only worked out when I was on closed management and solitary confinement because all my bunkies were mandatory bunkies, and you'll get killed and raped and them officers used to fucking try to get me killed in there because I had motion, I had shit coming in, or I was beefing, or the same female officer they fucked with. Then you found out she fucked with me some crazy shit. They'll try to get me out the way. One time they put a Crip that been down for 23 years in my room who became an OK gang member, which means it's okay he's gay. He went from Crip to punk, trans. and they put this big ass black muscular dude in there, like, and I'm a blood, so all my homies on the door, you better not let that sissy in the room. This is towards the end of my bid, bro.
But the people don't understand.
The people don't understand how crazy, and the police will put you in a situation where you gonna prove yourself. Like, you better, once I close this door, I'm walking away like I ain't see shit. Deal with it.
Can you elaborate to the people on the OKs and what that's all about? Because what I've heard is that they're not nothing to get fucked up with.
Oh, hell no. They the ones that, besides Bloods, they the ones that doing all the stabbings. They out of control. They terrifying, bro. But they doing stabbings between themselves. But like, them are people you don't want to get into it with, because you'd be damned you get fucked up, beat up, or stabbed by a sissy in prison. That would be a bad stripe on you. So, and you might get your booty took too. So I suggest you leave them people alone. Let them act like they should equal, and Tatiana, bro. Let them be.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. That shit's fun. Hey, when I was locked up, that shit wasn't going on. You had like 3 booty bandits, like 4 gunners, and that.
What year you was in?
I got out in 2014.
Oh yeah, so it's what camp you was at?
Golf.
Oh, golf. You were up there.
Yeah,
you were up there. It was way more gangster back then. It was way more regulated, and back then it was still like almost cliques: North Florida, Central Florida, South Florida, Broward, Palm Beach, Dade.
Yeah, everybody says it's so different.
Now it's different. Now it's bugged out, bro. Okay, remember how South Florida Reception Center in 2014 was like? Everybody was under huts, and it was all different members and like real gangsters, niggas working out. The Zoes over here, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now you go to the rec yard, bro. Everybody on K2 look like they on Suboxones, opiates. There's a few real gangsters, and everybody on Molly, bro. That shit's disgusting, bro. Florida prison is a hellhole, bro. You do not want to go to that shit, bro.
Well, listen, man. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, and this is a crazy story, man. And I'm glad
movie, bro.
Yeah, and I'm glad you made it out, man. And you sounds like you got a positive plan, and you just put that in motion, man, and stay grinding.
I appreciate you for letting me come on the platform, bro. Everybody can follow me on Instagram. It's called Grinch, GRINXXH. It's Grinch with no C and 2 X's.
All right, and I'll put a link to your Instagram. I'll pin it in the comments and put it in the description of the video so they can find it pretty easy.
All right, and on the YouTube, I'm gonna put some music videos on there. It's Grinchavelli. So it's spelled Grinch normal, AVELLI.
I'll put that. You send me that link in Instagram, and I'll drop that in too.
All right, my brother. God bless y'all, man.
All right, man. You have a good night, bro. If you guys are still tuning in, this is the kind of content I cover on this channel. This was a crazy episode, and I'm going to be bringing you nothing but more crazy episodes just like this. If you like this type of content, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment, man. Let me know what you guys think of these videos. And if you want to be a guest on this channel, you can reach out to me at doctvunleashed@gmail.com. And with that, this is DOCTV Unleashed, and I'm out.